go ahead, Farida bhai.
Yeah, go on, Shiraz bhai.
Last week हम एक session attend किया था, so they discussed about ayat number 42, Surah 42, ayat 23, when Rasulullah was asked what we should give you because you have been so kind. तो उधर से ऊपर से आयत उतरी कि ask them to have love for your progeny. तो अपना आजकल बच्चे लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि आजकल के हिसाब में अहले बैत किसको कौन सा नूरानी फैमिली को हम अहले बैत में इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं, you know? I mean, this is a question that the children are asking. So in case if that, that incident that happened at Muhabala, when Rasulullah had to come out and bring his four punch and park under his mantle. So आजकल वक्त में, in case if something like that happens, so Hazrimam, who will Hazrimam bring with him under his umbrella? Who are the present day? We can call them Ahle Bait, Nurani family, Konsa. And on that subject, it says that ever jo Prince Amin Muhammad ne, Prince Rahim ne, Princess Zara, Toronto avya, Canada avya. So can we say Salvat on that?
That's essence.
Ji. Okay. So should we start then? That's a great subject and we can definitely talk on it. And if you wanted to show or display that ayat for the friends in the chat, so they know we are referring to Surah 42, Surah Shura. So they would know about that.
23, okay. 42, 23.
Yeah. So Surah Shura. So they should definitely know that. If anybody, just put it in chat. So if anybody want to go and refer to that, they could do that. Okay. So that's a great idea. Thank you, Shiraz Ba, again, as always. And thank you, Farida, for inviting this Garib and Nachis to your channel. Inshallah, with the Imam's name and his rahmat and his mercy, we will try to explore the subject.
Thank you very much, Aziz sir. Thank you for joining us and giving us all your knowledge, Everybody enjoyed last time and they're all waiting for you. You're really clever and good. Shukar, Mola, shukar. Thank you so much.
One thing I would like to add, none of this is mine. I'm so garib that you cannot even believe it. All this ilm is belong to Imam Zaman, and he gives to whoever he wish. And I believe your Jamat, your group has been blessed, because it is not very many who would like to take their 1 hour of their busy life and look toward the ilm or, try to learn anything. So you are blessed in that sense. And thank you. And thank you for all the great comments I received after the session last week. And I can tell you, half of them, I did not deserve it, but thank you anyway for the great comments. Thank you so much.
Can everybody mute themselves, please? Okay. Bismillah, Aziz Ba.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ya Nur Maulana Shah Kareemul Husaini Hazriman Ya Maulay Mehraban Madad Farma Ya Maulay Mehraban Madad Farma Ya Maulay Mehraban Madad Farma Ya Maulay Zaman Ya Ali Zaman, हम हर हमेशा तेरे आगे हाथों को फैलाए, झोली को फैलाए, तेरी रहमत, तेरी नवाजिश, तेरे खाना बदान की दुआ करते हैं मौला। या मौला अपने नूर की रोशनी से हम गरीबों की तोड़वड़ी फरमा मौला, कि हम तेरे नूर की रोशनी में आगे से आगे बढ़ सके मौला। ऐसा ना हो मौला कि हम अंधेरों के अंदर ठहर जाएं, बैठ जाएं और पीछे रह जाएं। या मौला हम कितने खुशकिस्मत हैं कि तूने हमें सचपन दीन के अंदर पैदा किया, फिर हमें अच्छे माँ बाप दिए, अच्छे उस्ताद दिए, अच्छे दोस्त दिए, अच्छे साथी दिए, और आज हम यहाँ पर पहुंचे हैं मौला कि कहाँ लंदन और कहाँ हम, लेकिन ऐसे वसाइल पैदा किए मौला तूने कि आज हम दुनिया के एक कॉर्नर से दूसरे कॉर्नर तक बैठकर तेरे इल्म की, तेरी हिकमत की बातें कर सकते हैं मौला, जिसके हम बहुत ही शुक्रगुजार हैं मौला, बहुत ही शुक्रगुजार हैं। शुक्र मौला, थैंक यू मौला बाबा, थैंक यू मौला बाबा, and thank you for your love for your Jamat Mawla. Without your love we would be nothing and nowhere Mawla. Truly Mawla, it is your love that keeps us motivated and always working toward you Mawla. Thank you Mawla Baba. तमाम साथियों को एक बार फिर या अली मदद। ये बहुत ही अच्छा क्वेश्चन है। पहले हमको एक ट्रेडिशन के अंदर और हिस्ट्री के अंदर जाना होगा। पहले आपने जो ऊपर से के आपरी हिस्ट्री सूच है ने इन लोगों ने ट्रेडिशन सुआती। अगर आपने 1400 वर्ष पाछड़ इस्लाम ने अने इस्लाम से पहला जी इमामो अता ने जी पैगंबरो अता, इन लोगों ने ट्रेडिशन ने जो है ने स्पेशली दी ट्रेडिशन जी के मक्का मां आले रसूल अने आले अबू मुत्तलिब अने अबू तालिब जी ई जमाना ना काबा ना केयरटेकर था। इन लोगों हमेशा दीन हक नी तारीफ करता अने नी चर्चा करता। अने जारे जारे कोई सवाल पैदा था तो मानसो पर्शिया से लई इराक से लई यानी कि करबला से लई अने यमन से लई जी अफ्रीका नो आबाजी नो हिस्सो छे, बल्कि यहाँ पर रोमन यानी कि जो आपणे आजे इटली के हैं, यहाँ आपणे जेने लिस्बन के हैं अने जेने आपणे आजे बार्सिलोना के हैं, त्यासी पर मजहब ना बारा में जारे कई कन्फ्यूजन पैदा थातुं मजहब ने लईने ने याद रखो कि ई टाणे अजुन इस्लाम जेवी रीते आपणे आजे जोईए छे एवी रीते नहोतुं फैलाणुं। हालांकि इस्लाम आदम ना साथे शुरू थई गयुं हतुं। शायद आ लाइन माटे घणा ने ताजुब थशे, सरप्राइज हशे that Islam started with Adam. Islam is not and was not a new religion with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. खुदानो मजहब एक ज હતો हर हमेशा मानुसोए પોતાના माइंड चेंज કર્યા, यानी के એ લોકો પાછળ 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 ઉભા રહી ગયા। तो जी आदम ना साथे उभा रही गया, हजरत नूह अलैहिस्सलाम ने ना मायनो, हजरत नूह अलैहिस्सलाम साथे हाइला, पछी इब्राहिम ने ना मायनो, इब्राहिम साथे चाला, then they did not stand with Musa, and again they did not stand with Isa. Just like that, જ્યારે એ લોકો હુઝુર સલ્લલ્લાહુ अलैहि वसल्लम ना जमाना में पहुंचा तो એ લોકો કીધું કે આ મઝહબ જે તું અમને દેખાડે છે we don't understand. Even though it was the same religion that their forefathers followed, there was no difference in the Islam that Muhammad was showing and the Islam that Isa, Musa, and Ibrahim had shown to them before. Matter of fact, you will find in the Quran such an ayat that what was the book and the talimat of your forefather that Musa brought. Allah asked those who did not believe in Muhammad and Quran, then what was that book that Musa brought? And then what was the ilm that his forefather before Musa, meaning the Ibrahim and Hazrat Noah and Adam brought? Allah challenges them. Now, knowing this part of the history, that every time when something new happens, and we are included in that, don't think we are too good. No, we are also part of this human nature. You know what that is? We love past. आपने माजी में रहવું બહુ સારું લાગે. ખબર છે કામે કે માજીમાં કાંઈ ખતરો નથી. There is no danger in the past. Present, there is a danger, and future is unpredictable. તો આપણને શું સારું લાગે કે માજીમાં ઉભા રહે हैं. Let me give an example from our Jamat. Okay, so you know we are part of that human nature. But I hope, and I can see with this group of people, they have chose to move forward in tariqa. जो આપણે મિસાલ લઈએ. મારા બાપા જે આપણે લાસ્ટ વીક વાત કરી રહ્યા હતા, શિરાજભાઈ કહી રહ્યા હતા કે સુખરી તો હોવી જ જોઈએ. હવે આ જે સ્વીટ્સ આવી, it doesn't work for me. Right? That it shows that we love our past, our traditions. We don't want to let it go. Can you imagine? જ્યારે મોલાએ કીધું હશે કે આપણે 5 ટાઈમ નમાઝ નથી પઢવી ને 3 ટાઈમ દુઆ પઢવી છે, કેટલા માણસોએ resist કર્યું હશે? How many people you think would have resisted? And I can guarantee you that a lot of followers of the Imam left Imam. When Imam said that we do not need to worry about 5 times namaz, we are going to recite 3 times dua. Even today, you will find Ismailis, maybe people on this very group, they will argue with you that 5 times namaz is correct. And you probably know some of them. I know I have listened to the argument on this very group a couple of years back. Because we love our past. We don't want to move forward. આપણને જે પુરાની ટ્રેડિશન છે ને, એ બહુ સારી લાગે છે. શું કામે? એમાં કાંઈ ડેન્જર નથી. આપણા બાપાએ કર્યું, આપણા દાદાએ કર્યું, આપણા નાનાએ કર્યું, આપણા પરદાદાએ કર્યું. અગર કાંઈ ગલતી બી હતી ને રોંગ હતો તો એ લોકોનો કસૂર છે. મારો કસૂર નથી. We are safe. So past is safe and not danger. And that's why human nature is to live in the past. આપણે બહુ જ ફ્યુચરની ઓછી ચિંતા કરીએ છીએ. શું કામે કે અગર આપણે ફ્યુચરની ચિંતા કરતા હોતા તો ક્યારે બી આપણો ટાઈમ વેસ્ટ ના કરતે. આપણે તો હંમેશા યાલી કરતા હોતે. શું કામે કે આપણને ખબર છે કે કાલે આપણને મોલાગર જવું છે. Lekin we are not worried about tomorrow that much. We love our past. Okay. Having said that, so past ni history માં અગર આપણે જોઈએ તો આપણને શું મળે છે? એ લોકોની tradition, how things were settled in the old days. And I will give a couple of examples before we come to our subject of Panchtane Pak. In the war at that time, पहले જ્યારે જંગ ચાલુ થાય ને તો announcement થાય બાકાયદા, a proclamation read થાય. They will read why we are here, what is our belief, and why we are fighting. આજે તો ખબર બી નથી પડતી કે શું કામે જંગ થઈ રહી છે. ઓલે કીધું અમારી જમીન છે તો બોમ્બ ફેંકી દીધો. That was not how the wars were fought in our old tradition. There were proclamation. They will read that out loud, and then other side will have time for rebuttal. પછી લોકો કહે કે અમારો આ બિલીફ છે ને આના માટે અમે જંગ કરી છે. પછી એ લોકો પોતાના એક માણસને મોકલાવે, આ લોકો પોતાના એક માણસને મોકલાવે. એ લોકો બે લડે. પછી એક મરી જાય તો બીજો આવે ને ત્રીજો આવે ને ચોથો આવે. Until one side decide કે હવે આપણો માણસ નથી જીતી રહ્યો તો એ લોકો હુમલો કરે. They all attack together at that time. And then what they called it, all out war will erupt. यानी कि બધા લડવા માંડી જાય. लेकिन पहले एक जानो लड़े. Tradition. That was the part of the culture. Why am I giving you lesson on culture of the war? Because that's how we're going to learn the tradition and the culture of that time. I don't know whatever the subject was and whatever the talk was on around this subject. I have no idea. I was not there. In the time of Prophet Muhammad, when he brought the new book, the Revelation, the Quran, and he rejected the previous way of belief. He rejected the previous way of belief. He did not reject everything. He accepted Hazrat Isa. He accepted Hazrat Musa. He accepted Ibrahim. He accepted Hazrat Noah alayhi salam. He accepted all of the prophets before and in between that time. Matter of fact, there are 25 prophets mentioned in the Quran. 25 by name. Without name, there are many more mentioned in the Quran. That shows that he only rejected the previous belief, not the previous ilm and the prophets. And he said, the way you believe, you have lost your way. Let me show you, let me bring you back onto the current path. Current path meaning according to the time and the place and the Sirat al-Mustaqim which was chosen from the day one. I'm not bringing you anything new. This is the same Sirat al-Mustaqim that was given to us by Adam and all of the other prophets in between. But I just reject the way you are following it because you have misunderstood and you have lost your way. Upon that, the group of Jewish challenged Prophet Muhammad and said that we should have a debate, an intellectual debate on the matter, on the subject matter. તમે સમજી રહ્યા છો ને કે આના માટે એ લોકોએ કીધું કે આપણે છે ને એક ડિબેટ કરીએ છીએ. તમે તમારા ઇન્ટેલેક્ચ્યુઅલને લઈ આવજો, તમારા બુઝુર્ગોને લઈ આવજો, અમે અમારા બુઝુર્ગોને લઈ આવશું. Now the word અમે અમારા બુઝુર્ગને લઈ આવશું ને તમે તમારા બુઝુર્ગને લઈ આવજો. Normally buzurg are the elders and the wise men in the community. આ વાત બહુ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ છે સમજવી કે જ્યારે ચેલેન્જ કર્યું ને યહૂદીઓ લોકોએ મોહમ્મદને, તો એ લોકોએ શું કીધું? અમે અમારા બુઝુર્ગ લઈ આવશું ને તું તારા બુઝુર્ગ લઈ આવજે. Meaning your elders, your wise men. Now look what Muhammad is doing. He is bringing his younger, not elders. Because Mullah Ali was much younger than Prophet Muhammad. Fatima was much younger than him. And of course, two Shehzada, Hassan and Hussein, were very, very young at that time. And he said, I will bring my family ALWAAZ. And this family will speak with the Nur and the Amr. What did he say? I will bring my family, Pashtan and Pak, and they will speak with the Nur and the Amr. Upon that, the Jewish community or the leaders or the elders who had challenged Prophet Muhammad got scared. Because they have never thought that Muhammad will bring the family, the young ones, to the debate. Instead of bringing the elder, which was the normal tradition, which was the normal way of debating, that you bring your wife, I will bring my wife. So what Prophet Muhammad did and showed and said that I have a family who has the Nur and who has the Amr, meaning ilm laduni from Allah directly, and they can speak. They can speak truth and they can accept your challenge of debating. And Jewish people did not know what to say to that. They were scared, so they canceled or postponed the debate, because this was not what they thought would happen. They thought if the elders would come, they will remind the elders of the old days. Now you know why I was telling you about how we love our past. That's what they thought. That if Muhammad brings his elder, we will remind them of our old times, of our past. And human nature, we love past, because past is safe and predictable. It does not hold any danger. That's what they thought. And when they came to know that Muhammad is not going to do that, but he's going to bring the Nur and the Pashtan Pak, they backed out. They understood our old way of thinking would not work. And they knew in their heart that Muhammad was correct. They knew that in their heart. But they wanted to debate by their false argument of the past, of the tradition. That's what they wanted to do. In Surah Toba, in ayat number 32, Allah said, they are the one who would like to, with the breath of their mouth, with the false argument, like to blow away the Nur of the Pashtan Pak. Okay. Now comes to your second part of your question, because this was the first part about the debate in the past. How do we see Panchtane Park today? And there was third question about Salwat. We will come to the third one. First, the part 2 of the question. Panchtane Park today. Why do we call Panchtane Park? Because at that time, there were 5 Rouhani family, 5 Rouhani household. The Muhammad, the Ali, the Fatima, the Hassan, and the Hussein, alayhi salam, combinedly. They were called 5. If there were 6, the Panchtane Park would be 6 pure family. Number 1. What I just did, I challenged your mind to open. I have seen that, I have heard that people say, no, it only can be 5, cannot be 6. 6 થઈ ના શકે, 4 भी ના થઈ શકે, 5 જ હોવા જોઈએ, બરોબર. શું કામ હે કે પાછલે જમાનામાં 1400 વર્ષ પહેલા એ લોકો 5 પંચતને પાક હતા. બસ અમને તો માઝીના અંદર રહેવું છે. I don't want to think of, why can it not be 6? I want you to challenge your mind. I want you to think about that. Okay? Imam's family is the Nurani family, and Imam's family is the holy family, what we call Panchtane Park, the holy family, regardless of the number, regardless of the number. Okay, let me give you example from the time of Prophet Muhammad and Panchtane Park. When one time, and you will find this in Surah Tathir, write it down, Surah Tathir, Surah number 33, and ayat number is 33 too. When Prophet Muhammad put a blanket on the floor and said, Ya Allah, bring the blessing and the purification on my family. In the Gujarati ma kumbo ke, kumbo, household, English number. Bring the purification to my household. When Bibi Asiya heard Prophet Muhammad said that, the wife of Prophet Muhammad, she said, should I come and sit on their blanket? Prophet Muhammad said, no. This is for my Nurani family. This is for my household. But she was his wife. She said, no. And if you read this ayat, it says that this household was more purified. The word more, underlined word. More purified than any other purified people. That shows that yes, the wives and the other family member of the Prophet Muhammad was purified. But these 5 were at the highest level possible. So he said, no, it's only for them. And you can read that in that ayat. Easy to remember, 3333. Okay. So Panchtane Park, the number 5, and the Nurani family at that time. Let's come all the way forward to our time. That is part of your second question. How do we see Panchtane Park today? Panchtane Park today. Regardless of 5, 4, or 6, Imam's Nurani family can be extended as far as Imam wants. And when Imam talks about the Nurani family, pay attention to that. He always takes some names when he talks about the Nurani family. When he's taking a picture, you will see extended family, but sometimes he will take some names. For example, and Shiraz Ba was correct in that, he will take the name of Prince Amin Muhammad. He will take the name of Princess Zara, Prince Rahim, Prince Hussein, and Ali Muhammad. So now, if we were stuck in our thinking that no, it has to be 5, then we would have to leave one of the Nurani member out. And that would not be correct on our understanding. And we should not do that. We should not think of that. Because Nurani family is what Imams say is Nurani family. Now remember, there are 2 parts of Nurani family: the extended family and the enclosed family. The enclosed family is the one that Imam in his speech, in his talk, in his faramin, or in other different ways have mentioned them as Nurani family. So you see why our example of Prophet Muhammad will come very handy and helpful in today's time. આપણે બધા સમજી રહ્યા છે ને કે એક મોલાની extended family છે ને એક મોલાની કરીબની family છે ને કરીબની family માં આપણે કહી શકીએ છે ખાલી સગામે કે મોલાએ તે લોકોના નામ લીધા છે એના માટે. Not that we discriminate against any member of Nurani family, because to us Nurani family is that extended family, and then within that extended family આપણા ઘર થોડા ઘણા નામ છે. For example, Prince Amin Muhammad, Princess Zara, Prince Rahim, Prince Hussein, and Prince Ali Muhammad. આ 6 જણા આજે આપણે પોતાની નાની અકલથી, with a very short intellect we have, we can say they are the 6th within the Nurani family. Or we can say extendedly, all of them are Nurani family. I would like to add one more thing here. Never ever, if you like your soul and you do not want it to be asked question at the end, never ever criticize any of the Nurani family. Number 1. Number 2, never gossip about Nurani family. If we have done that in the past, ask for forgiveness. If you are thinking, oh, I have never done that, let me remind you. You know, my friends on this line and other places tells me that Aziz Ba, you tell as it is. I am not here to criticize you. Believe me, I'm not. But I want to challenge your mind. Because if I do not challenge your mind, how will you be able to open your mind and see things the way it is? So, let me challenge your mind. अगर આપણે કહે છે ને ના હું તો ક્યારે બી નુરાની ફેમિલીની ગિલા ગિબત ને બુરાઈ ના કરો. Let me remind you, when Mola Bapa was getting divorced, how many of us were thinking some little bit had an ill thought of Begum Salima? If I'm wrong, tell me. આપણી આદત છે, આ તો આપણને કરવું જ છે. બહુ મજા આવે. See, that's challenging our mind, our intellect. It's okay. You know what? I'd rather be wrong so I can learn from it than always right and never learn from it. જ્યારે આપણે કહે છે ને હું તો હંમેશા સાચો, આપણે ઇન્ડિયામાં કહે છે મને બધું ખબર, then you do not learn anything. શું કામ આપણે બધું ખબર છે તો આપણે શીખવાની શું જરૂર છે? લેકિન જ્યારે આપણે કહીએ છે ને ઓ હું રોંગ હતો, મારી મિસ્ટેક થઈ ગઈ, it gives us the opportunity. આપણા ઘરે એક નવી એવેન્યુ ખુલી જાય છે, એક નવો રાસ્તો ખુલે છે શીખવા માટે. So when we make mistake, it gives us multiple opportunity to learn. So in the past, if we have gossiped or had ill thought about our Nurani family, don't worry, Imam is so merciful. Just ask for forgiveness. That's it. Imam apne આપણા એટલો સારો બાપ છે, આવો બાપ ભલે નહીં આપણને દુનિયામાં. આપણી એટલી સારી માં છે કે આવી માં મળે નહીં આપણને દુનિયામાં. આપણે કેટલા બી નાલાયક હોય ને એ આપણને માફ કરે છે. આપણે કેટલી બી મસ્તી કરે ને એ આપણને ઇગ્નોર કરે છે. આપણે કેટલી બી ગલતીઓ કરે ને એ કહે છે વાંધો નહીં, તમારો દીકરો છે ને, I love you, my son, my spiritual children, I love you. See, that's his way. So if we have done that, I will request to ask for forgiveness and never ever have ill thought in our mind, never gossip about Nurani family. May it be 6 of them or the extended family. Never do that. Because we do not understand the wisdom. In Imam's wisdom, we will never understand. Our akle garizi, our teeny bini intellect, we will never understand what Imam is doing. Why he would marry once, marry twice, divorce once, divorce twice. We will never understand that. जी बात अपने समझ में ना आवे ने પણ ડાપણ ડાયો ના થવાનો. આપણી માં કહેતી હતી ને કે જે વાત સમજમાં ના આવે ને મગજમારી નહીં કર, ખામોશીથી બેસી જા. મને ખબર છે મારી માં તો મને આ કહેતી હતી કે જે વાત સમજમાં ના આવે ને ચૂપ થઈને બેસી જવાનું. Because we do not understand the wisdom of the Imam, what he holds, we will never know. And because we do not understand, then we should stay away from that. Okay. So, I take you second question na jawab. Panchtane Pak kon che aje. Comes to the third question. Kena mate salwat padvi joye ne kena mate salwat na padvi joye. I believe this is the best question, Shiraz Bak, you have ever asked in this line in last 2-3 years. Honestly, you surprised me. I know you were always wise and smart man, but this question is telling me that you truly have good head on your shoulder. And I'm saying that as my brother, as my friend. Most of you guys don't know, me and Shiraz Ba's father's side of the family goes long way. I know all his brother, his mother, father, all of them from long time back. We go long way. So, the third question, Salvat. I'm going to again give you a clear understanding from our Gnan and our history so we can understand. Then I'm going to let you tell me what is right and wrong. Na ke ji ALWAAZ ke che, okay? ALWAAZ tu ke che, એની જિમ્મેદારી મારી નથી. I can only give you what my belief is, and through the history and the lesson that we have learned from our dais, our peers, our imams. And I only can speak to that. I have no responsibility whatsoever કે બીજા શું કહે છે, બીજા શું કહે છે એ લોકોની મરજી છે. And they do have a true free will to say what they like to say. Okay. આપણે જ્યારે જમાતખાનામાં જ્ઞાન પડાય છે ને પીરનું નામ આવે છે તો આપણે કહે છે સલવાત. આપણા એક અકલમંદ લેક્ચરર અલવાઝે કીધું કે ના ના ના, પીરના નામ માટે સલવાત ના પડવાની, હે સલવાત તો ખાલી ઇમામના નામ માટે પડવાની. હવે એની અકલમંદી હતી, લેકિન એની ફ્રી વિલ હતી. He said what his intellect told him. And as we all have a free will, and we all have ilm, and some has ilm, they listen, they read, is all bookish, surface knowledge. Upar no knowledge હોય ને, ખાલી surface. What I'm telling you is not from the surface knowledge, is not from the book knowledge. Saying salawat on the name of peers is good, it will benefit you. Because the meaning of the salawat is to make me and keep me on the path and make me follow on the path on which our peer have followed, the path of the Imam. That's what salawat means. If you stop saying salawat on the name of the peer, what you are doing, you are saying by default, without knowing, you are saying, મને બધું ખબર, મને પીરની શું જરૂરત, મને પીરના પાછા પાછળ ચાલવાની જરૂરત નથી, મારો તો મારા ઇમામ છે ને, હું તો ડાયરેક્ટલી ઇમામના પાછા પાછળ હાલવાનો. પીર પૂછીને ચાલજો. Remember that. પીર પૂછીને ચાલવાનું છે. And when we recite the name on the name of Peer, we are saying that we want to follow, we wanted to walk behind the Peer so he may take us to the path of the Imam. એ આપણે કહે છે. હવે આ સમજની વાત છે. જેના ઘર ઇલ્મ હશે એ વાત આ સમજી જશે, જેના ઘર ઇલ્મ નહીં હશે એ આ વાત નહીં સમજી શકશે. શું કામે કે આ તો સલવાતના માનીની વાત છે, વર્ડની વાત નથી. હવે હું તમને એની બીજી મિસાલ આપું. અગર કોઈ કહે કે હું ઇમામના નામ માથે તો સલવાત પડવાનો, પીરના નામ માથે નહીં, પછી આપણો કોઈ ભાઈ બહેન ગુજરી જાય તો આપણે બેસીને સલવાત પડતા હોઈએ. Don't we do that? Have you ever thought about that? Why do we recite salawat, and why Imam encourages to recite salawat when one of our deen bhai ben passes away? Recite salawat. Isn't that the farman? ચાંદ્રાત આપણે સાંભળ્યું છે ને કે તમારા દીનભાઈમાંથી કોઈ ગુજરી જાય તો સલવાત વધારે પડજો. આપણે તો મયતના માથે બી સલવાત પડે છે. ક્યારે આપણે વિચાર્યું શું કામે ભાઈ? That is the ilm that we must learn. Ask question. Why do we recite salawat when someone dies? He's not Imam. She's not Imam. Why do we recite salawat? What we are saying in the salawat, that Ya Mola, આ રૂહાની તારા ઘરે આવી છે ને, તો તું એને સીધો તારા નૂરના અંદર લઈ જાજે ને એના પાછળ પાછળ મને પણ તારા નૂરના કરીબ લઈ જાજે. સી સમજની વાત છે, સોચવાની વાત છે, ઇન્ટેલેક્ટની વાત છે, ઇલ્મની વાત છે. There is no hocus pocus in our tariqa. We just don't do it because my father did it, my grandfather did it. No, we must know why we should do it. હવે આપણા ઘર બે વાતો સામે આવી ગઈ કે ઇમામના સાથે આપણે પીરના નામથી સલવાત પડીએ છીએ ને ક્યારે કોઈ મયત થઈ જાય છે ત્યાં પર જઈને સલવાત પડીએ છીએ. And there is no doubt, no question, no misunderstanding in this because we all do it and we rightly do it. બિલકુલ ઠીક કરીએ છીએ આપણે કે જ્યારે ઇમામનું નામ આવે ત્યારે પીરનું નામ આવે આપણે સલવાત પઢવાની. શું કામે કે એનો મતલબ છે તારા પાછળ પાછળ હલાવ, તારા સિરાતલ મુસ્તકીમ માથે મને આગળ વધાવો, એનો મતલબ ઈ છે. ને જ્યારે કોઈ ગુજરી જાય ને આપણે એના માટે દુઆ માંગીએ કે યા મોલા રૂહાની તારે હજુરમાં આવી છે, એના ગુનાહ માફ કરજે, મારા બી ગુનાહ માફ કરજે, એને અસલમાં વાસલ કરજે, નૂરાની દીદાર આપજે, મને પણ નૂરાની દીદાર આપજે. That's what it means. હવે આપણે આવી ગયા તમારા સવાલના જવાબ માટે because we only can learn from our own kirya, our own history. હવે મને કયો કે અગર નુરાની ફેમિલી છે ને એ લોકો બધા નૂરના હામિલ છે, નૂરના હામિલ, they all encompass nur of the imam of the time. અગર તમે આપણે દાઈઓની ને પીરોની ચોપડી વાંચશો ને તો એમાં તમને ખબર પડશે કે નુરાની ફેમિલીમાં જેટલા બી હોય છે ને એ લોકો બધા હુજ્જતના દરજા માથે હોય છે. હવે આ ટ્રમ જે મેં યુઝ કર્યો હુજ્જત ઉપરથી નીકળી ગયો, ખબર નહીં શું મતલબ છે હુજ્જત. Right? The term that I just used, that in our Dais and Hujjatan Peers books, if you ever take time to read, they will tell you that every Nurani family member are Hujjatan. And Hujjatan term is very new to our Gujarati Kathiawadi Jamat. Hujjat means they are the peers of the Imam of the time. Because we are living in a time where Piratan and Imamat is together in the Imam Zaman, so we do not call them Pir. But they hold the rank and the nur of the Imam, and therefore they hold the rank of the Peers. Just like the Peers in our past, as they were holding the nur of the Imam, we call them Peer in the past, and we recited the salawat upon their name. Did you understand my point? Did I answer your question correctly and fully? I will let you decide that. So this was the great comment and question. And today's, even though when I came over here, I had no subject to discuss, I was going to ask if anyone had any question from the previous week. But then Ali Allah's mercy that our brother had asked a great question and you guys were discussing on this subject before Nachis arrived on this channel. So thank you for asking the question. And this was your complete and inshallah correct answer to your question. It is all dependent on how you see the Nurani family and from what side of the diamond do you look in. That would be your choice, your free will. Remember tomorrow morning, again, as last week, we have a subject where we're going to talk about how do we see Imam and then how you're going to see the Nurani family. So let me stop here. If you have any question from last week or this week, or continue to ask whatever you like to ask. Thank you, both of you, for asking the question. Ji, Shirazba.
Yali Madad sir.
Yali
Yali
Madad.
Madad sir.
Yali Madad.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है कि जब अपन हजरत मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम बोलते तो सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम बोलते और जब हजरत अली बोलते तो हजरत अली अलैहि वसल्लम बोलते तो इसका कुछ आप बताएंगे सर?
जी, हजरत मोहम्मद मुस्तफा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि व आले सल्लम. What we are saying, that not only the durood be on you, but also on your progeny. And when we say Ali alayha salamuhu, that all the durood be on the imams. As the imams, the word imams, are combinedly one. So when we say Ali alayhi salam, at the same time we are saying Hussein alayhi salam, Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, karte 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 Kareem alayhi salam. All are included in this one single durood. Good question. Please say your name before you ask questions so I know who I'm talking to.
Gulzar sir, thank you.
Thank you. Ji Shirazba, you had a question?
Yeah, sir. To start with, as usual, sir, you did an excellent explanation. And you can see how our minds meet each other. Like you said, you came here, you didn't have anything. But Ali Allah, like you said, you know, he knows how to join the two. एक comment करना है आपने अभी जो बोला था कि never say anything bad about Imam, and when the divorce with Begum Salima came in, people said इससे पहले few years ago there was another group, we started the same thing when Princess Zara was born. Yeah, and इससे पहले few years ago when Idi Amin expelled the people, there were lots of people who had pointed a finger. I've heard it on one of the missionaries. They literally pointed a finger at the Imam's photo. Okay, what is he's doing to us? But you should never, like you said, never ever criticize, because he is. If we, like they said, Allahu Akbar. There, if you look at the sky, he's even higher than that. If you look at the mountain, he's even higher. It was an excellent explanation he gave us. Thank you very much, sir.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. કેટલું બધું અમને knowledge મળ્યું અઝીઝભાઈ, કેટલું જાણવાનું
શુકર મોલા. મોલા તમારા માથે બહુ જ રાજી છે, નકર આવા મૌકા બધાને ના મળે.
સાચી વાત છે, તમારી વાત સાચી છે અઝીઝભાઈ, તમારી વાત બહુ સાચી છે. શુકર
મોલા.
दफा बोला था नहीं उसको कि देखो तेरे नसीब में था हम तुमको मिले, लेकिन उसके नसीब में नहीं है, हम उसको कबूल नहीं करेंगे. गुलाम अली के जब कोई गुलाम अली साहब जब
someone's phone is unmuted. Can you please mute your phone? Can you mute everyone, and then I can unmute myself? Yeah, okay, thank you. Ji, Shirazba have a hand on, and then we have a question on our chat.
Okay, thank you, sir. We finished, sir. आप दूसरे को chance दे दो, sir.
Okay, thank you, Shirazba. Okay, thank Mr. Virani, you have your hand on. Mr. Virani, please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Just to recap on the Sukrit and Niyaz, just to have a higher maybe level of understanding. If you, I'm just if we go back to Sukrit, we say we put butter. Yeah, butter melts, so it makes our heart soft. right? And the sukrit, when you put the sukrit, it also heats up, and this is to kill our ego.
Actually, there are many understanding of Shukrit. The one Nachis had given last week was one of the interpretation according to the Ginan and according to the ilm that our Dais and Hujjatan had given to us, our teachers have given to us. So there was one. So there can be many other understanding, and one can take the understanding as they see fit to their own level of understanding. And that is okay to have that. Ji.
Niyaz also represents knowledge and nur. How do we
Definitely.
get the nur?
Okay. So to some, the nur is the light. To others, nur is enlightenment. To me, nur are of many kinds. Nur for the eyes, a light. Nur for the ears, a sound. Nur for my tongue, the ilm. And then if we go on and on, the nur are of the many kind. But for simple, nur for my intellect cannot be light, but enlightenment. In that sense, the niyaz in one side is the ilm, the symbol of water, and the other side, enlightenment for the intellect. Because niyaz represents on Friday the ilme Nabi Muhammad, and on other day, like in the morning, every morning, ilme Imam, and there are other understanding of niyaz. We thought there was only one, but it's not. It's depending on where we are and how do we think. So what we talked about the niyaz and sukri was just a generic initial first level of ilm and talim. That was not the last level, nor we had even touched on the second, third, fourth level of ilm and understanding. Ilm comes step by step, nir by nir, darja by darja. Thank you, Mr. Virani.
Shukran aliyallah.
Shukran Mullah. I see Zubeda, I believe, or Julia in English. G.
Yeah.
Is this me you're referring to? I'm Zulobia.
Yes, Zulebia.
Yeah.
What does Zulebia means? I have not ever heard of this name before. Can you tell me the meaning of that, please?
I was told a few years ago that it meant pure water.
Oh, subhanallah, Zulebia. Great, thank you. G, you had a comment or question?
Yes. In Farman's, Hazimam mentions that the soul is eternal.
Okay.
The soul is part of the universal soul. So I take it to mean that the soul is part, is that spark within a human being who Allah gives life to as a person. I'm not sure how to phrase it correctly.
Okay, so if with your permission,
Yes.
I'm going to ask question from my sister here. My sister is asking multiple question. One, that as per Imam's Farman, we understand our soul is eternal, meaning it's from the universal soul. And we will take that first question first. First question would be, how do we see or understand universal soul? See, that's how we're supposed to ask question. Okay? So now from Zulebi, I'm asking question again.
Okay.
As I understand that we are part of the universal soul, can you explain universal soul to me? Okay, now there is a great question in hand. So, what is universal soul? Where is universal soul? And how do we understand him? In Quran, if you look at the Surah Nisa, ayat number 1, this is a very surah and the ayat Mola Papa in Toronto lecture have mentioned that we are from Nafsun Wahida. Instead of using the word universal soul, he used word from one single soul. Because the universal soul is a single soul, and that is the soul of the Imam. So what is universal soul? The soul of the Imam. How do we understand universal soul? That everything is encompassed in the Imam Mubin, meaning all of our soul are with Imam Zaman, Imam Mubin. And when we say are, not was, not will be, but are. To us, we believe or we think or we understand that we have come out of the cloud, the universal soul, the Imam, as a rain on this earth, completely separated from the cloud. That is not a correct thinking. That is not a correct concept. Matter of fact, that is a Hindu concept, not a Muslim concept, and definitely not a Smiley concept. We are here as a sun ray out of the sun. અગર તમે સૂરજને જોશો ને તો સૂરજ અને સૂરજની રોશની તેમ આપણે છે. મોલા સૂરજ છે ને એનાથી આપણે સૂરજની રોશની છે. Imam is the sun and we are the sun ray which comes to the earth. End of the day, all of the sun rays are collected back into the sun, into the Imam. Okay, so we are not an example of sun at the raindrop, which is completely disconnected from the cloud. So that is the wrong example. Matter of fact, that is the Hindu theory, a Hindu concept and belief. That is not our concept and belief. Okay. Having said that, absolutely, our soul is eternal. You know why? Because Imam is always present. Imam is always present, and if we are part of Imam's Nafsun Wahida, then we are always present. We are eternal. You see, our tariqah is not hard. We just have to pay attention to it. And when we pay attention to that, then we see how our soul is eternal. Second part of our question was about the spark in our soul. So That question and that answer became more easier after understanding Nafsun Waida and our soul connected to Imam's soul. As Imam is the Noor, then there is definitely a spark of the Noor with us in our soul, because our soul is part of his soul, and our soul came from the ocean of the Noor of the Imam. Was there any third question? If there was, please ask.
Yes, yes, please. Is that the reason why when someone passes away, we recite Salawat?
Yes.
Because the soul has gone back to Hazrat Imam?
Yes. So two reasons. Okay, two reasons. One, when someone passes away and the prayers we are saying after him, and what are those prayers? Ya Mola, tu ena guna maaf kar. Ene asalma wasil kar. Back to you, right, Mola Papa? And ene Nurani didar nasib karje. Because of that dua, we recite this salawat. So what we are saying, remember there are two parts. The first part, what we are saying, just like him, forgive our sin. Second, when we die, asalma wasal karje. And when we die, and even today, give us your Nurani Didar. Because salawat means following on some path. So we are saying, I wanted to follow on the same path, the true path on which we are asking the Imam to take this deceased brother and sister. Second, remember I said there are tawilat, understanding. There are tawilat, more understanding. What you just said is because the soul is one with the Nafs and Waida, the soul of the Imam. And if he has gone back to him, then saying Salawat would be correct. G. I do have a question for you. Were you present when 2 years ago we took a 2 session and the third session of question and answer on the journey of the soul? Were you present in that session?
I'm sorry, no, I was not.
No, she wasn't.
Okay, please take those recordings. If you invest your 3 hours of your time, it will give you a beautiful, a complete and clear understanding of the journey of the soul.
Thank you. Shukr.
Thank
Shukr,
you.
alhamdulillah.
Shukr.
Where do we get this recording from, Aziz Bhai?
Altaf has it. Definitely, he has a drive. If not, I will send it to Farida and she can post on this session here in this chat here.
Yeah,
Would that
that's
be
a
okay?
good idea. That's
Yeah.
a good idea. Please
Okay,
do
that
that,
would be
Aziz.
nice. Farida,
Yes,
please
sir.
send it forward.
Yeah,
it to
I will. Aziz, as soon as Aziz sir said.
Yeah,
Aziz sir,
then
did
you
you
can
get
give
the
to your group.
last week's recording? Did you get it from Altaf or not yet?
Yes, I did, and I did share with you, didn't I?
Yes, yes, yeah. Yeah, that was, yeah,
Okay.
thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
That was from Altaf, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, last week, Jamail, but that is